Hey guys, FantasShadow here today. We're here for our next match for Ocean Battle League Draft. Well, if you're new here or you don't remember the memo, this is supposed to be in almost any ability draft league, but the twist is instead of Terra captains, it's ability captains. Therefore, as you can see, why some people have abilities on theirs and a nice number behind them because it's an ability tags, while the other ones have regular abilities. So, here's my opponent's team, TDA. He has a pretty interesting team. I did help him readjust a few things at some point, but I think he changed a few things last time I checked. But here's the general team. We have Zygarde 10% with adaptability and intimidate. Now, adaptability Zygarde 10 would be very scary for my team, especially if he's not choice band locked and he's not quick band locked. Because if he's like Life Orb, we can just spam Life Orb, Outrage, Dragon Claw, along with 1,000 arrows to just pretty much destroy my team defensively, unless I'm running one of a certain Pokemon, which you'll see in a bit. Especially if he's running D-Dance. If he's running D-Dance or Coil, then there's not much that stops him. But yeah, he also has great damage and speed tiers, which means I'm forced to run Diagonal to kind of check it speed-wise, even though I don't think it'd be enough because it's slower. But it allows me to just make sure that if it's running a bulky set, I can just outspeed it when needed. We also have Hoopa Unbound below us. This could be a very scary mon, especially with the support it has from Shuckle and Skarmory by Hazard with Stealth Rock Spikes and even Sticky Webs. If I don't have a Spinner or a Fogger in this situation, I pretty much cannot break through his team. And luckily, however, which another Pokemon you'll see, because my Cryogonal here has Galvanized Rapid Spin, and his only ground type can't switch into me because Freeze Dry or even Ice Beam would just shred it entirely, meaning I could freely spin it afterwards. And then this Pokemon can immediately one-shot Cryogonal because except for Ceruledge, which is a fire type with Bitter Blade. Other than that, nothing really stops Hoopa Unbound from going crazy with a Scarf set either, due to its high attacking stats, especially with its stab Hyperspace Fury, which just breaks through protection, meaning that I can't use any protect sets, which would definitely give me some healing factors. Then we have below us, we have Staraptor with Scrappy and Gale Wings. Scrappy would be really annoying to deal with, especially with stab returns, because that means that the only thing that can roll it is my steel types, which, while I can definitely splash in my steel types, that could still be really annoying because he has close combat alongside it, which would be able to hit my ghost type Runeragus. But sure, I can just essentially contact him with the Wandering Spirit ability, which would swap abilities with him. But that just doesn't mean you can't just U-turn out afterwards and then just do the same thing over and over again until my Runeragus would be chipped out. He didn't seem too bring it from what I saw, which kind of got me a little interested, because I thought he could bring it and just run either Scarf or Band and kind of go crazy on my team, especially with Stab Close Combat. It was not Stab Close, it was Choice Band Close Combat going through half of it. Then we have Feraligatr. Very scary mon with Sheer Force, access to Dragon Dance with a huge boosted liquidation, and with Life Orb, it works that it removes the 10% health decrease for each hit because it's considered a secondary effect, giving it nearly a 1.7 times boost just from Life Orb and Sheer Force alone, meaning that it's an insane wall breaker, especially when it's Dragon Dances to get even bigger speed tier. Then we have Toxicroak. This could have actually been a huge problem, especially paired with a Wellbeak Body Serena, because dry skin would have just been able to have blocked my Gyarados' water stab, and then in case Heatran comes in, Wellbeak Body Serena just walls it further, and then especially because Heatran can't do anything except for steel moves, and then just Serena would naturally have it wall it with I think it has generally decent special bulk, that hit me with a high jump kick, and then just destroy my Heatran, making it nearly uncheckable. And since there's no reason for me to really run Aerialite on Gyarados because of toxicity around, I'm forced to kind of make sure I'm not destroyed by Boom Burst, by Throat Spray Boom Burst, or Shift Gear Boom Burst, that would just essentially wall and beat my Gyarados eventually. Then we have Toxicity, like I said earlier. It's an ability captain with Earth Eater and Refrigerate. Refrigerate's good for hitting ground types and dragon types with a highly powered Boom Burst with, I think it's like 168 base power Refrigerate Ice type Boom Burst, and an Earth Eater allows it to get its quad weakness of ground to be gone and get a free healing from it, which especially works with Life Orb sets. because then it can just dish out huge damage and then just come back on a ground type read and heal after. And it especially doesn't really care about close combat, finding switching because of its poison typing. And it can soak in toxic spikes in case I ever ran that too. Now we have Skarmory, you know its usual sets. It has Iron Defense, Body Press, it has its Spike sets, it has its Gustav Berry, Stealth Rock, Spikes, Brave Bird set. It has the ability to do a good portion of things. I expect it to probably just be a regular hazard setter with just Spikes and Stealth Rocks, maybe even roll one in case I have a setup sweeper. But again, things surprised me a little bit this week. Nothing too different, nothing too far away from what I expected, but nothing too similar that I can predict it. Then we have Serena. We have Aerialate for Rapid Spin because it can't use Refrigerate alongside Serena. Pixelate would be a good thing too, but I suppose Aerialate seems kind of funny. We get a Flying type Rapid Spin, which is kind of nice. Allows you to hit, I guess, it allows you to hit the bug and grass types, which is kind of interesting, but kind of have triple axle for that. Though that probably was a suggestion I made a while ago because I thought it'd just be interesting to try something new. Big Body is great for defensive purposes, can't be burned naturally if I'm Mold Breaker because of Big Body getting a huge defense boost. Then it just can go in ham with only having 2 big weaknesses with Ice and actually 3 because of Bug, Flying, and Ice. But with AV, it just pretty much only needs to worry about flying because physical flying moves can be kind of a problem. And U-turn, I'm pretty sure is bulky enough to get rid of U-turn. Then we have Sterile Edge. It's an anti-spinner for normal type ones, and it has Flash Fire, which could be really annoying for a Heatran. And then it can just go in close combat for free. And even weak armor sets can be really annoying, especially a Sword Stance. So because my only unaware user is Clefable, and if it gets that killed off, it will just go ham and sweep my entire team. Then we have Shuckle with Prankster Regenerator. Just has the usual stuff. Doesn't go too crazy because you can taunt it, you can just spin it. It can't really do much to you, especially because evasion moves are banned, so you can't just do some power split acupressure set to kind of just dominate. Anyways, for those who are still there, have fun. The battle's gonna begin soon. Hey guys, I might have forgotten to actually have done this part in hindsight. I meant to record it earlier, but then I got busy. So for those who said, well, let the battle begin, I kind of forgot. That's my bad. So let me just give a quick explanation for this team that I have. Ready? First, we have Fluffy Buns, the Umbreon. It's running Stamina because I saw an error that had Umbreon had Unaware, which how the ability rules goes, I can't have Pokemon that share the same abilities at all, whether it's from ability combos or not. So I had to switch it from Unaware to Stamina. Or at least I changed it to Stamina personally. I could have gone Magic Bounce, but I like Stamina better because it's kind of funny. So I decided to run a Resto Chesto set with Calm Mind, Sword Power, and a Dark Pulse. Legitimately, if I got screen support down from Frozone or just enough para support from Smeargle, and they got paired enough times, this could have actually have gone crazy because unless it's like Specs Modest Refrigerate Boom Burst coming in, or Specs Modest Overdrives coming in, as long as it wasn't one of those moves, then I should probably be fine. In Toxicroak too, of close combat, but I should probably be able to take it more than just a regular old Boom Burst because I have more physical bulk than the other. Plus, I can just rest up whenever I get close combated and just heal multiple times. Then we have Gyarados, the MVP of this draft team so far. I ran this time a substitute skill shot waterfall set, which pretty much would screw over his whole team with enough investment. I forgot what +1 did, but I knew that the speed tier was faster than Serena, and I think Toxicity as well. Might be a bit off on that. You can let me know in the comments if I'm incorrect. But what else is there was Waterfall, Stab, it's all I needed. Did have to be careful with Rocky Helmet if I need to, because Rocky Helmet you could run in Skarmory, which could be a threat. But other than that, I wasn't too worried because I could set up Substitute and not worry about Overdrive or any of the Volt switching moves from Toxicity. If he had set up, who knows, whatever. I wasn't going to die from it in one hit, even if it was Specs. I could just set up one D-Dance and kind of just go in and go ham. Worst case scenario, I switch to Heatran if I really need to, but it's kind of fine. Then we have Smeargle with a smile face, like last time. Running Sticky Web, Taunt to stop webs, Iron Defense, any setup moves, Glare for para again, Cybertoss for just consistent damage output, and Web in case he had brought his Shuckle for hazards, which would have been nice to reset, the speed be reset. Then I had Sludgy, the Muck. We have Knockoff, Poison Jab, Knockoff, obviously, for item removal. Poison Jab for stab. Thunder Punch was able to hit stuff like Skarmory and his other water, which I forgot what it was already. Whoops, silly me. And then Shadow Sneak was priority, and it also hit stuff like Ceruledge, which was really nice in case it had weak armor. Earth Eater, obviously, to have pretty much only weakness to Psychic. Then we have 3.141592653 the Heatran, with Flame Body to punish any body presses or any contact moves from the opponent. Because I didn't really need a fire immunity here because most of my mons wouldn't be too worried about it anyways. So I just ran Eruption, Lava Plume for burn, Eruption for big damage, and Modest for extra damage because I didn't really need to run Timid to be outspeeding most of his mons with Scarf. Earth Power was in case I was running Refrigerate Toxicity or just general coverage to hit stuff like Ceruledge. And Dragon Pulse was specifically for Zygarde 10% because if I didn't have something to hit that would be really annoying. Outside of Craggle and Loaded Dice Gyarados. Then we have Galvanized Craggle, Galvanized Rapid Spin, hit Skarmory, which is pretty fun. And the only one who could switch into Galvanized Rapid Spin is the one mon that's weak to Freeze Dry, which would be really nice. I also have Screen setup because you want to be safe and make sure you have defensive setup for Gyarados if anything needs to come. Alright, that's pretty much the team. I will actually see you this time for the battle. Bye-bye!